Hello, everyone. It's your boy Josh,
It's your boy Tay.
and we're back again with another video. This time we're going to do it. Welcome to Derry. We're going to do episode 4, which just released this
Yep.
past Sunday. Tay, what was your first reaction? Anything you want to talk about with us? Just,
Um, did you want to go first this time? I went first last time, so you can go first this time.
yeah, I actually liked episode 4. It gave a lot of the lore of or Pennywise because technically he was called something else by the Native American. What was it? Uh,
Um,
Something Gigolo?
yeah, I
What was
forgot.
it?
Oh,
Ah, slipping my mind. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So it pretty much showed
just
why
let us
he's
know in the
trapped in
comment.
Derry.
Yeah.
But yeah, they explain this is the potential spoiler. So they explain why he's trapped in Derry because they put the
Yes.
pillars around it, so they couldn't get into it. So
Yep.
which makes sense because I always wonder why. I'm pretty sure if you read the book, they explain everything in
Yeah.
the book. But yeah.
Yeah. And
Also, oh, go for it.
no. I'm about to say. And going off of your point, it actually shows what happened back in that. So just like we said prior reviews that we have done, each episode so far has literally went to the timeline of Pennywise's origin. So with this one, just like Josh was saying, is I'm piggyback off it. It shows what happened back in the 1908 version of Pennywise when he has no form. He's literally an entity at this point. He's just there.
Yeah, but it showed the
Um,
true form, the dark light. So pretty much,
yes.
aliens. He crashed into Earth.
Hmm.
They show where his layer is at. It's in the
Hmm.
story and explain how the natives deal with it. Pretty much
Yep.
how it came to be. They become because he was there before Derry was ever,
Yes. Yeah.
there. I'm trying to think of
And
anything. Oh, go for it.
the 13, the 13 pieces of the particle that he came from, or the rock that he came from, is scattered around in the house. House.
Mhm.
It looked like it's his house actually from the It movies. So
Yeah.
like um that and also piggybacking off what else you saying, as far as like the history of it, we also see that Shaw is he's a little money. He's a little power hungry to try to get this thing, and he's
But you
trying
gotta understand the
everything.
pressure. This is going around in the '60s, the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah,
if you listen to it when he was on the radio, that it is leading up to that point.
yeah,
I'm trying to
yeah,
think. It's so much in this episode because we could talk about pretty much Pennywise revealing himself to Will,
yeah, yeah,
as his father was getting burned in the Korean. It's so
yeah.
much, and the red balloons. We saw the red balloons multiple times
Yes,
because
that's the
his
red
father even
herring.
saw it. Yeah, his
Yeah,
father even saw it when it was going fishing. That fishing trip was crazy, but yeah,
yeah.
he went
The
fishing.
fishing trip, and when he was outside of the home, like
Mhm.
of Lee
Yeah, he's on
Will
the
and
telescope, looked down.
yeah.
He's like, yeah.
And
Then he
then
saw the balloon again in the tree. He saw the
yeah,
balloon in the tree.
exactly.
The balloon was in the red
So
balloon was in the tree.
what my thing is, let's just go with the title
Mhm.
alone. I have never heard of a episode title of this magnitude. Like
Eh,
I don't think ever. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize.
Go
The
ahead and butcher it. You about
the
to butcher it.
great
Go ahead and say it.
spiring what
Asparagus. Asparagus.
aspiralis of our planet's
Asparagus.
function. Just say it was a meteor that crashed down. Just say a meteor crashed down. Um, but now, going off of what you said, um, it does show like the origin of Pennywise. It does show the lore of everything as far as Pennywise is it. Also with this episode, it shows the aftermath from the the garage. I mean not the garage, the cemetery when they got the pictures. So they did exactly what we thought they was going to do. Go to the
Mhm.
police, try to show the photo. They saw the photo of Pennywise in there, And of course, they do the typical thing, like all of adults when it comes to kids. Oh, that ain't real. That's just something that's just there. That's a statue.
No, they was like, well, looks like a clown. I was like, I
Yeah,
guess. I was like, yeah, that's the person that's killing everybody. I guess. I'm
exactly.
like, okay, that's it. It's the only evidence you have. Like that's pretty much
It's,
it.
it got to the point where now dude is like threatening Lily to put her back into the nut house because of that photo.
Yeah,
And then he's like, now you dragging everybody else around with you
into your
on this whole
craziness.
yeah,
Yeah,
to
like
your
into your craziness.
craziness. Um, but also it's oddly enough that we actually see, um, like you said, we see Pennywise's form of the clown pops up now. Like now, the actual form of him comes up. Um,
Mhm.
it was more like a glimpse more than an actual forlorn seeing him. Um, in in his clown persona, but also, like you said, the fishing trip where we see Will and Leroy goes on this fishing trip. He walks away from him for a little bit. I guess I forgot what happened. I think the line or something got.
Yeah, the line broke, and I think he had to go back to the
Yeah,
car because that's where he
yeah,
had the spare ones at.
yeah. So he had to go, leave the water. And Will's fear was that he always had this fear that because his father's a pilot, that he's afraid that he's going to get burnt up from a
Well,
plane crash.
Technically, he did get burned up, and he got burned a
Yeah,
little bit from the Korean
yes,
War.
from a
He
Korea. Yes,
survived, but yeah.
yeah. So he always had that image of him being burnt in his head, and that was always his fear that he was going to lose him to a fire. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Um, and Pennywise took the opportunity with Nemo fish out that finding Nemo and drag Will into the water
Yeah.
using his father's burnt crisp
Mhm.
to as his fear to do this.
Yeah,
Um,
but Will did explain why he likes the fear because some predators like the
yes,
fear pheromones and they
yeah,
prey when they eat them. It like make them taste better, I guess. In the sense that's what Pennywise was doing. He explained that.
and Will is the only one that actually
Yeah,
got it
and
because
Liddy gave
everybody,
him the feel good pills. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
joking. I'm joking with it. I call it the feel good pills.
yeah. But the fact that she gave it to them to pretty much make sure he's just imaginary and not like a real
Mhm.
thing, because everybody knows that if you don't, I guess if you don't believe in him, he can't really attack you.
Nah, he is
But
still attacking. He is still
he
attacking.
just,
He
yeah,
just
he just
the fear part won't work as well, but he's still
exactly,
yeah.
yeah.
It's just
Um, but then we gonna go to our good old Marge, good old Marge,
you talking about Marge that she
good
turned
old
her back on
Marge.
her friends.
Yes.
Half of the popular kids don't know how that.
Yeah, you was literally you was really Lily's one of Lily's friend, like best friends, and you decided to try to portray her by setting
Yeah,
her up
prank.
for a school prank that's going to have her in front of the school. She was about to tell the truth, but then a certain somebody, I ain't gonna say the name, but Pennywise decided to put an end to that. You know what I'm saying? He an eye for an eye, as you say.
Oh man, you
You
gonna say
say,
eye for eye? Yeah. So she gonna have the power now, the patch on the
yeah.
eye. You know.
She never saw it coming. You know what I'm saying? She never saw
Wow.
it coming.
You are correct.
Um,
I know. I would
but
say another key point was probably with the Shining, showing the Shining.
and
You
that was
know,
gonna be the next
'cause-
point. Yeah.
yeah, 'cause they get the African Americans get their own part
Yes.
when they can party, they can clean up. Uh, I know a lot of people say that could have been Pennywise, but I got a different theory on that. I don't think it was
I don't
Pennywise.
think I no. That was
I
straight
think it
up.
was him. I think his dead grandma was warning about the fire that's going
Yes.
to happen. I think he was getting warned like death is coming because
Yeah,
I'm going to spoil it for you. It's going to get burned down.
yeah,
The Black Spider's going to get. It's called the Black Cat. I think it's called the Black Cat. It's
yeah,
going to get
black.
burned down by allegedly. I think in the book, white supremacists are supposed to burn it down.
Yeah,
Or yeah,
yeah,
it could be. It could be Pennywise, like manipulate the people to make them angry. Possible,
mhm,
but in general, it's supposed to get burned down. In it,
yeah.
if it goes off the.
But I mean, going off of you know Dick using his shine, his it's pretty much his sidekick
Yeah,
shine.
yeah, the shining
You
ability.
know, yeah, going to tanning brain technically to get the memory of where these particles are that trapped him into Derry. Which we see that. And yeah, like him doing that, it was a real trippy ride. Now, now from the looks of it, it did look like it was Pennywise that was like, oh, now you could tell me now. But that no, that was really Dick. That was really him. I just think he was fixated, like that he got it done.
Yeah, but I think if I knew, like after he told us, so he said, "Yeah, we can't let this person, we can't free this guy."
Yeah, you
And
can't.
this is the only thing. What I would do with military, I just make Daria. Everybody got to move out,
It would be like
and like a no-fly zone. A no-fly zone.
it,
Nobody goes over there.
it would be an area. I'll say for real, it's an area 51 at this point. Like it's
Yeah,
just dead zone. It's a dead zone.
just keep it under monitor. Nobody goes in it. If you go in, you at your own risk. We are not
Yeah,
responsible.
and it's like we're not. Like you said, we're not responsible for what you do in this town. But at the same time, yours you ain't going to be safe. Pretty much,
Mhm.
you're a risk at this point. If you go into Derry, you are a risk. Um, so him seeing it, and then him, like you said, him seeing his grandmother again, giving him a warning on what's about to happen around there. Um, gives gives him the fact that not only not only is his memories is messing with his shining, but also Pennywise is messing with his shining
Yeah.
because now he knows that he could get into his head now because of the fear of how he lost his grandmother or just the fact of him just getting in his head at all, like just
Yeah, I
from the
think his
episode
grandma had
three.
the signing ability too, and she was teaching him how to,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
how to use it. So I think that, like, if I go back to that, I think his dead grandma is trying to tell him that something's bad is happening.
yeah.
I can't remember the exact quote she said. And she said,
I don't know the exact quote
I
either.
forgot
Actually,
the exact quote. She was saying when she was in the woods. I think she was referring to Pennywise, keep him contained. That's what I think
keep
she
him.
was referring
Yeah, yeah. Because that's why the when with the like with the Native Americans in that tribe, they kept him contained, even though they only had one piece of that the shards. So the only thing is that shard was the only thing that was keeping him pretty much.
to in
It
Derry.
kept him contained. It kept him in the area because technically that's their shield, at least their border. If I will say, it's their border. Um, because if they go anywhere in the west hemisphere of the woods or anything like that, he would attack. So it was just it was pretty much like a safe. It was pretty much they figured out how to do it. They just can't find a way to. I want to say destroy. I'm not gonna say destroy, but they couldn't find a way to contain it too long. They tried to, but like you said, it was made on top of a house now that technically it's been abandoned for
Well,
years.
technically, he's still stuck in Derry. He can't leave the
Yes.
pillars. His layer is underground, so it's probably if you look at the flashback, it was within a well, so it's within
Hmm.
the sewer system. So
Yeah,
I think next episode, that's when the military is going to probably try to go inside the sewers and looking for him, which is not going to end well. But
I think they're gonna end up going to the house and getting the shards and taking it for themselves, and then dude's gonna then Shaw's gonna be crazy because he finally got the thing that he thought that can win.
I got a feeling he's not going to get it. I think they're going to try, and it's not going to work.
Mhm.
We know it's not going to work. We know it's not
Yeah.
going to work. We just don't
Now the
know
thing
how
is,
it's not going to work.
yeah. Now the question will be this: who will be the one that's going to that's going to tell him it's a bad idea? Now, is it going to be Lee? Is it going to be Leroy, or is it going to be
I think
Dick?
he's going
That's
to
going to
wait till
be
a few people die on his
yeah.
team. He realized, yeah, we can't contain him. Because even let's say hypothetically he get the pillars, how he's going to control? He can't control Pennywise.
You can't control Pennywise. Pennywise is an
What
entity.
do you want to
So
drop Pennywise in the middle of Russia?
yeah,
What do you going to do? Like, because I know it's a Cold War. What are you going to do?
and even still, like even still, Pennywise is no. He's not going to. He's not even. You can't even. You can't even threaten him to cooperate with the military. He's an entity. He's gonna look at you like, no, you're food. Like, like,
Yeah,
like, like,
yeah.
like you're
I think
food.
that's
So
a complete bad idea in general.
yeah,
But
like
also, we should get on Ronnie's dad, which I had a prediction. We discussed this in the back.
yeah,
So I think personally he was having an affair with a married woman, particularly a white woman. It's 1962, guys, so
mhm,
it's not 2025. So that was my gut was I was thinking what's happening. So she's probably if he is she's probably somebody prominent in the neighborhood in the community. Like could be one of the cops, a wife, hint
yeah.
hint, possibly.
I definitely think it's one of the most pop. Not is either a cop, wife, or somebody
Cop
that's
or could be the
a figure.
mayor, somebody
Yeah.
in politics, possibly. I'm just throwing something out there.
Or it could like literally could just be somebody that's just popular in the town that nobody would think that
Yeah.
he will it's
Mm,
always the ones that you least expect pretty much.
mm,
Anything else really? I think Marge, like I said, Marge thing happened.
mm.
Will dealing with that whole like ordeal with the water and seeing Pennywise at his house. Leroy knowing that he's not crazy and seeing what he's seeing
Yeah, this
outside of just
happened.
yeah outside of the fear. He don't see what's actually going on, but he sees the balloons, so he knew that's a red herring right there. Um, Showing the pictures to the cops, they didn't believe him. Like we already knew that wasn't going to
Yeah, I
happen.
already knew that.
Um, I think that might be it.
That's that's most of the episode. We got a bulk of the episode. We didn't want to do a complete play by play. I'm just talking about key points that we
Yeah.
like.
And then, Dick doing his shine, actually seeing Dick do his shine powers um fully. Now we see it fully. Um Pennywise could get into Dick's head now, which he
Mm.
couldn't do at first because he actually infiltrated him. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I think
So
that's
what we
everything.
give a rating of we had a full discussion. What we give a rating of episode 4? 0
You
to
know what,
10.
Ash? I actually will give it an 8.
Okay, you stole my thunder. I was gonna say I'd give it a solid 8.
But I will say this though, like the show, it finally came alive with the mythology and the lore, the chills of Pennywise. Even though
Or
it has stutters here and there, throughout the episode. And the kids, like, I would have thought it would have been more development with the kid characters, at least by now, because we're halfway through the season. But it seemed like it's like the same revolving door with them. No problem with that. It's just that it's a revolving door. Um, and it was like the last 15 minutes was probably the was probably like the still of the show is the last 15 minutes. You
Mhm.
know, Will being in his room, you know, them talking to Will about what's going on. Leroy's talking to Will about what happened at the,
Mhm.
you know, fishing. Him using the telescope, looking around, you know, pretty much being the typical neighborhood kid spying, looking through the neighborhood. Pennywise popped up on him. He lets out you know, lets out that scream. The parents come out. Leroy being the pops go outside, be like, "Who's out here?" This and the third, see the other red balloon. Yeah,
Mhm.
like that whole last 15 minutes was gives you a good leeway what episode 5 could actually do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
but I give it
um,
an 8 though. Overall, I give it
eight.
an 8.
Okay. All right. So I'm with you. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Also, if you feel that we left something out, or if you have a theory, we love to hear it. Comment it down below.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Peace and hair grease.
peace and love, y'all.